If it is major, as it was in this case, it was a severe side event, and therefore the trial was halted. And again, this is normal procedure. This is good clinical practice, because safety is of the utmost, is the highest priority in any clinical trial. And so the trial has been halted. So I think this is a good, perhaps a wake-up call or a lesson for everyone to recognize the fact that there are ups and downs in research, there are ups and downs in clinical development, and we have to be prepared for those. It's not always a fast and a straight road, but we don't need to be overly discouraged, because these things happen, and we have to wait for the determination by the Data Safety Monitoring Board on this particular case, and then what the next steps are going to be for this vaccine trial. And we hope that things will be able to move on, but again, it depends. It depends on a lot, and we have to wait to see the details of what actually happened. We would all be looking for good news, and the sooner the better. But again, we have to remember that clinical trials take time. We cannot rush them, because you have to collect enough data on enough numbers of people to satisfy ourselves, satisfy the regulatory agencies that a particular drug or a vaccine is actually safe and is having the effect that you want it to have. So this actually requires that tens of thousands of people enroll in these clinical trials. If you look at some of the clinical trials that are enrolling today, they have a sample size of anything from 30,000 to 60,000. And usually half of them are given the vaccine, the other half are given a placebo. Since a few trials did start in the month of July, it is possible that we may start getting some results, at least interim results, by the end of the year. However, follow-up for safety needs to continue longer, but the minimum is 6 months. So while it's very possible that results might start coming in, and let's hope we get some positive results, the regulatory agencies would then need some time to examine those results and then take an opinion on whether the vaccine is ready for licensing. So it could be that we see some results end of the year. It could be early next year, but that's the time frame in which we start seeing the results. And there's no way of predicting currently which ones are going to be effective. I think the proof actually lies in having done the trials. What we can say is that the data from the phase 1 and 2 studies has been quite promising. For most of the candidates that have crossed phase 2, they are showing that they are able to elicit an immune response in terms of neutralizing antibodies. Some of them are eliciting a T-cell response as well. And safety, though it's been in smaller numbers, has not been a very big issue so far. But ultimately, we want to see protection from disease and protection from infection and protection from severe disease. And for that, you need the clinical endpoints to be done in these large clinical trials. So we have to be a little bit patient and wait for the results.